Morning, crazy day today. I've got crush and run coming. I'm going to show you that real quick. We're trying to get these roads unmuddy. I'm going to show you the house progress, a little bit of update on there. We've got painters here. We've got a sanding crew here for the drywall. We've got my carpenters here putting in cabinets. I've got, what else do I got going on? I got all kinds of stuff. The new 7,000 square foot fenced in garden. I'm going to show you that. It's actually fantastic up there. So here we go. Hold on. So if you've been following our channel at all, you'll know that the challenge of this property to this point has been the property. Trying to reclaim an abandoned property, work it back into a working farm after being abandoned for almost 8 years. We have invested hundreds of hours, thousands of dollars just making the property, bringing it back to life and making it look nice. The farmhouse has a 3-acre pond, and we're completely redoing the farmhouse. We decided not to tear it down, but instead use the original footprint and then add a sun porch on top of it. Now there's a 3-acre pond, and behind the pond we also own an additional 20 acres of woods. This place is loaded with deer, it's loaded with turkey. It's just a wonderful setting, and it took us almost 1.5 years to find this property. The work on the house is getting close to being done. I would say we're probably 4 to 6 weeks away from the actual house project being completed. And man, let me tell you what, it has been sort of a nightmare. It's just delays after delays, personnel, construction, everything that goes on. It's kind of the typical thing we're used to. But all in all, we're happy that it's coming to an end and it's starting to look nice. Morning. Just thought I'd do kind of a quick video. This has absolutely been a crazy week. I've got painters here. I've got drywall people, drywall sanders here. I've got my carpenter crew. I got all kinds of stuff going on. I got gravel coming in. So I'm just going to walk you through it. First of all, don't you love the color? I freaked out my family. I sent them a picture of this. I'm like, yeah, we went with a beach house theme. This is actually tinted primer, by the way. I'll walk you around, but real quick, let me just show you. So my carpenters are over here, painters are over here getting set up. We had some issues with the countertop and spacing, and I really wasn't dead set on that, but we laid it out, and it's going to be perfect. I'm going to make sure I got 48 inches back here. Got to come in and lay the templates. He's over here sanding, and then these are the new stair treads and risers. Man, they're huge, massive, solid. This is a little coffee center. This is a refrigerator, freezer, cabinet, sink, and a cooktop. And I'm gonna put that upstairs in my office. Looking good.
Yes, sir.
My painting crew. All right, let me show you the difference here. So this is your primer, and this is first coat of what we call the fire. People are asking, this is called fireweed. And it's sort of like a, I don't want to call it a brick red, and I don't want to call it a barn red, but it's definitely very dark, but still has a strong red pigment, and that's what we wanted. We wanted this house to pop against the greenery around here. I did not want a white house. So red house, black windows, black doors, white trim, silver roof. We actually saw this. We didn't think of this ourselves. We actually saw this color combination, and I was just like, dude, I fell immediately in love with it. So you can't see the black windows, but pretty cool.
I think the stair treads might be a one-man gag.
Sure.
One-man head scratcher, you know?
Yeah. That's not gonna happen quickly, right?
No.
I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna give them respirator masks. They've just got the regular mask. These things are so much better. They keep you from having to blow out. But they're up there spraying now. So what do you think your timeline is?
We're gonna finish the sided today.
Okay.
And we're gonna start painting the trim,
Okay.
the white trim.
Okay.
And then finish the doors, the black doors.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. All right, so he's over there sanding. These are the new stair treads and risers. Big, heavy, solid oak. They're like 1.5 inches or true 1 inch. Yeah, those things are massive. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna rebuild all of this, all this pine board stuff. And that's gonna be all solid oak. This is gonna be taken down. This will all be wrought iron in here, all the way up. What are we doing out here today? Today, we're finally breaking this hard freeze pattern out here. And everything is just frozen solid. And today we're putting up we're enclosing a 7,000 square foot garden, roughly 7,000 square feet. And I figured I'd show you. My fence crew is coming out. I worked out a deal with them where basically they're just going to do the labor and I'll supply all the materials. So they're out here digging post holes bright and early this morning. So if you follow our channel, the house is down there and the house has a very similar fence around it. I'll show it to you. And then today they're coming in and we marked off this whole garden out here, which is going to be roughly 7,000 square feet. Now this is going to be our vegetable garden, the vegetables that need protecting from the deer. We're going to put 2 8-foot gates, one here and one down there. But it's going to be nice. Now what we're doing on this one's a little bit different. It's almost identical to that one, except the fence posts, we're going to leave them 6 feet tall, and I'm going to string one wire across, or white rope across the top. The deer here, because it's so open out here, they're not going to, they have plenty of food in these other fields. So I call this my small field. This is the lower big field down here. And this is essentially all planted for deer. It's ryegrass, clover, brassica, or radishes kind of thing. And then this is the big upper field over here. So this is the large upper field here. And then this year there's a bunch of land up on that top shelf up there that's kind of open, believe it or not. And I think I might put a little cornfield up there. I'm not a big cornfield guy. It's not a big need for it, but I figured I might throw and do cornfield, and in between the corn rows, really wide spaced out, I might plant clover or something, because we really manage this place for the wildlife. Between us and family members and everything else, the excess will probably donate to like maybe some of the local shelters or something. When we first bought the property, all these fields looked like this. They had all these little trees growing in them. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to have David bring over his John Deere, and I want to come over here and I want to turn this into fruit trees, just for the hell of it. We'll plant some apples, some peaches, you know, whatever will grow here in Georgia. I thought that'd be kind of cool to plant that over here. So we'll have a pretty big diversity up here. We're just doing this for fun. It's not like we need this to survive. Walmart's 15 minutes down the road. But anyways, so this is the cut. And we do this cut really for rainwater. So we can stain it and the rain will just run off here. And plus it gives it a nice look too. That's a big garden right there. So garden fence project day 2, and you can see what we're doing here. This is actually the finished side. 3 boards across, black metal wire all the way down to the ground, and then we'll pin it in the ground. And then we got about a 6-foot post up here, and I'll take an eyelet, and I run an eyelet through the back, and then I put like a white thin rope all the way around it during the growing season, and that keeps the deer out. That is a big garden. I could hear him coming down the road. I could hear your air. I could hear your what do you call it when you downshift? Check brakes. Yeah, check brakes. I could hear him coming. I was like, yeah, you're a deer. All right, so what I want to do is I want to build up. There were 24-inch deep tire marks here. I had a skid steer out here for 3 days, and you can see the telephone pole?
Yes, sir, I do.
I took all that data here.
Gotcha.
Trying to shape this, because that's the problem, is water here.
Right.
So what I want to do is I want you to run down towards that pump house and stop just past that pump house.
Right.
Back up, run down, back up, and when you back up the third time,
looks like you got a little bit of a gully right there too.
Yeah. And we've got actually an 18-inch gravel filled drainage ditch running through that road. So, and then what I want you to do as you come in on your fourth time, I want you to come in here and then basically just keep going back and forth in here. My primary concern is this right here, getting this built up right in here where we can pull in here. Sorry if I wasn't pointing the camera the right way. But basically what I want them to do is coat this road, come back, coating it, go back, coat it, and then come back and start hitting this area in here. So now he's spreading. So the difference between this is the difference. Crush and Run kind of has this clay material, sandy clay material, versus just gravel. And that'll lock it up and let the water run off. Gravel just lets the water run through. When we try and come in here, we're still leaving rut marks. I actually had him take his truck and run it back and forth in here, and it's actually pretty firm now up on the road, which is the road is my main concern. This is secondary, but I can't do anything here until I get my skid steer back in. So I told him to hold off on the second load, and what I'll do is I'll wait a couple weeks when I have a dry patch move in. I'll rent my skid steer again, and I'll have him come out on a day where I've got my skid steer and just have him just fill what I need to be filled, and then I'll go back with the skid steer and reshape it. So the fence project was really one of the last projects to do on the actual property itself. We do have some more tree work to be done, but overall, I'm real happy with the way that the farm is shaping up. We'll be planting some fields and doing some tilling on some cornfields, so you want to hit that subscribe button and watch it. But overall, I got to tell you, this has been quite the journey. We're approaching, in March, it'll be just about a year, and by that time, we'll be 100% done with the property. And next week, join in and I'll take you inside and show you some more of the interior finish work. I think that'll be pretty cool. I'll see you next week. Doc.